queens, and gentle Xenos, coming to you live from Rick Priestley's luxurious mansion. This is the #1 Tyranid shit show on the internet, the Creature Conference. And here is your host, Mr. Pink.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the #1 Xenos show, podcast, stream, live stream on the internet, the Creature Conference. I am your host, Modern Synthesis, otherwise known as Mr. Pink. A little bit of a snafu off the start there, just to make sure you knew you were in the right place. But we're here, we're happy, we're happening, and I'd like to happen to welcome my co-hosts for this evening. We of course have the inimitable Flynnhammer. Say hello, Flynn.
Hello.
The multi-headed Hydra.
Good evening.
And the man who won so many golden demons they can stretch all the way to the sun, the mighty Hive Fleet Moloch.
Gute Nacht.
Gute Nacht, all of you, my lovely friends. And thanks for joining me on the stream. We're going to talk today about creating alien worlds. This might look like a lot of Tyranid terrain, but this is not just Tyranids, this is alien worlds. And then we're also going to do a quick rundown of some hobby happenings. TM between the Bolter and me for coming up with that cute little name. Just talking about some like challenges and competitions and stuff that popped up in the community lately. And yeah, that's going to be us for this evening. However, there's one thing that we always do at the beginning of the Creature Conference, and that is let you know what part of Rick Priestley's palatial mansion we're coming to you live from. The Creature Conference started off in Rick Priestley's basement. We've since branched out to other parts of his house. So, Hydra, Simon, what part of Rick Priestley's mansion are we coming to everyone live from tonight?
We're coming live from his secret snow basement cellar.
Tell me more. What is a secret snow basement cellar?
That's a basement that's so deep down that it's cold enough to have snow all year long, so you can.
Oh, I think we would call them a root cellar, where it's like you would keep your like root vegetables in it.
Yeah, but that's around 4 degrees. Well, I'm talking about the snow cellar where he keeps the snow.
Oh, like an ice box, like actual ice in a room.
Yes.
Cool.
But
okay.
Large enough to store a whole slide for skiing down.
Okay, now that is interesting, but can you please tell me why Rick Priestley needs such a cold icebox room in his sub?
Because you can have the whole year's snowball fights.
And as we know, as Marco told us, Rick Priestley is a lover of snowball fights, right?
Sure. And to store the corpses.
Oh.
And he hides the corpses of little snowmen and snow women.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you, Simon, for kicking us off like that. And yeah, our focus for tonight, as we said, was and I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. I'm gonna do my Mr. Dress Up thing. Is this Mr. No, it's Mr. Rogers thing. I see Symbio, I see Radon, I see Moose Heist. I see Ellis. I see Electro Dust Bunny. I see Tom Wilson. I see Hydra Prime. Oh, wait, he's in here twice. I see Moon 44. I see Diana. Thank you all for joining us on the stream tonight. And if I didn't say your name, it's because I haven't seen a chat from you. Please post in the live chat. Let us know that you're joining us. And we're going to be focusing on how to build alien terrain this evening. And we've got a whole bunch of examples, mostly pulled together by Hydra, but many of them created by Hydra and Moloch. That Flynnhammer is going to fire us through, and we're going to have some other examples in there. So I think we're going to look at some terrain, and then we're going to talk about how to build it. Is that what we're thinking? Hydra, how are you feeling about that?
Yeah. Well, if I would have prepared this properly, I would have probably started with going through a few theoretical ideas and then pushing through practical examples. But as I did not prepare it, we go with whatever Flynn pulls up on screen.
Well, if you had fully prepared it, this would be a different podcast /stream/thing. So don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. All right.
I would like to add at this point that I'm super looking forward to hearing about Simon's paper towel technique because I fully intend to use it very soon.
Fantastic.
Woohoo!
Oh,
Oh shit!
Vermis. I see Vermis as well. He's hiding, but I just spotted him. Hi, Vermis. Thanks for joining us. Oh, have you guys all? Okay, so I don't know if Hydra and Moloch, you're as in on the Discord as me and Flynn might be. You need to go check out the concept sketch section of the Discord because Vermis put an amazing drawing in there that he did.
Okay.
A brand new one for something that might look like a
Okay.
Dactylus. I'm not going to put it up on screen because that's for just us until Vermis decides he wants to post it or something. But definitely check that out.
Ooh. Wow. Love it.
Super keen.
Love it. You will love it.
Sure, I will.
Oh, geez.
All right.
That's really good.
Good. Glad you saw it. So Flynnhammer has something up on screen that Simon created. I guess this is a good place to start as any. Simon, do you want to talk about this alien world that we got here up on the screen?
Yes. So, long story short, at some point 3 years ago, I guess, I wanted to bring the Lovecraftian horror onto a board.
Yep.
And I think this fits really well for alien worlds because this is as alien as it can get. When you read Lovecraft's descriptions of things that are not from this world, it is really hard to envision how things might look because he describes them so vaguely that you don't really have a picture.
Yep.
So what I tried was I looked up at the books of Francois Berenga.
Oh, you love this guy, the French artist.
Yes.
I think it's
because
Béranger.
What?
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
whatever.
speak French because I'm from Canada and we have to speak French for our schooling. I think you say his name, François Bélanger. Maybe it's
Yeah,
Béranger.
but no one can spell that.
If you speak
Except for the
French, you
Frenchies.
can, you filthy English pig.
Yeah, long story short, he did an amazing job of depicting something that to me has always been undepictable.
Yeah.
And I tried to mimic that in a terrain build, in which I basically tried to have Relier, the fabled city in which Cthulhu the Great lies and sleeps,
Yep.
rise from the deep of the ocean. And what I did here were basically two things. If I recall it correctly, somewhere in the story, there is the sentence that the visitors, like the humans in the city, were like ants crawling over stone steps.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this is one crucial element or a very easy element to crank up the alienness of a tabletop board, and that is like make everything bigger and make the miniature smaller, because we always try to build terrain in scale.
That's really smart, man.
If you go larger, they suddenly look out of scale, because the miniatures are the ones you always sympathize with and identify yourself with, you will always see the board from their perspective and see if things are too large or too small. And if you purposefully make things larger, intentionally, they will instantly look very alien. That's one thing. And the other thing was that I built all the terrain with a weird angle, because I wanted to, it is impossible to build what Lovecraft has described, because
he describes it as impossible angles, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where you fall downwards and upwards at the same time, or if you disappear behind a corner or something like that. But I tried to kind of get into that by building all the terrain pieces not in a rectangle a rectangle angle to the ground. Like
Right
we're
angle.
used. Sorry.
A right angle. do you
Yeah.
mean?
Like we are used to have like trees and all that rise from the ground in an almost 90-degree angle.
Yep.
And I tried to give everything a weird tilt. You can see on the picture on the screen right now, like everything is leaning to one side. And then I tried in other pieces to build something in the opposite side so that your sense of direction is irritated.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my intention with those builds.
Nice. They look so good, and I love like the weird tentacles and like organic growths coming out of the stone. Like that is also.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then like the ways where those parts where you like, oh man, Simon, I gotta talk to you because I gotta make some stuff, and I think I should have been paying closer attention to you. I don't know if we can get this foam in Canada, like this quality of foam, and if we can, I gotta figure out where to get it because, like the stuff you're doing there, where you're like digging in those holes where it looks like it's rotting. That's exactly what I want to do on some.
Oh, that was surprisingly easy because it was made by a accident.
Yeah.
I was wondering how to make circular holes like into the foam.
Yeah.
You could use super glue, but that A stings like hell.
You can't control
and
it.
B, sorry?
You can't control it.
Yes, you can control it. That's one thing, and it will go irregular shapes because the liquid will flow into chaotic directions, and you won't have those circular shapes that I wanted to have. I wanted to have like very geometric shapes there.
Yeah.
And what I did was I used matches. So I lit up a match. At first, what I wanted to do, what I did at first was I lit up a candle and hold a little wire to it until it glowed and try to melt with the glowing wire things into that. But that didn't work really well.
Why not?
And I think because the wire was not hot enough.
Oh.
But after what I was holding in my hand was a glowing piece of wood, a match.
Yeah.
So I used that. And
I wish
because
we could
that
find
is
a way to
very
do this less wastefully. What about like a solder iron? Don't you have like a soldering iron for cutting through foam?
Well, you probably can use it. What I liked about the match was that it had different stages of being burned.
Oh, it's going out, so it like cools as you're using it.
Exactly. So you can have large circles and small circles, or you have at first a large circle that goes smaller the further you go.
Yeah, we can see some of them on that closest block to us in the foreground of this picture.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Yeah. Should we move on from this Flynnhammer to something that Marco created? I think that Simon sent through a bunch of those, right?
Mm-hmm. Me too, but just before the stream.
Oh, good man. Good man. Thank you. I just saw Simon hammering our chat. It was like,
yeah.
Sorry.
No. It's all good.
No, good. Good.
No. We needed this, Simon. This is perfect. Flynn, are you still there?
Absolutely.
Because Flynn is live, but is anyone able to check the chat, our chat, and see if Flynn's chatting?
I hear
I can hear him now. Can I hear him, Flynn?
I'm not gonna say.
Oh man, your audio's bust. Are you I don't know if your stream is also bust.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Oh, I can see. Okay, now I can see shoot the big ones. I can see your screen. Well, I'm gonna make this bigger.
Yeah, it's just where I've got to change screen over Discord. Was on there to pull through to YouTube, which is a bit strange.
Bad things happen.
Yeah.
Make this big. Oh, I can make this.
Do you want to talk about big ones, or do you want to do
one sec? Should we? Marco, do you want to talk about your shoot the big ones diorama and how you created like the kind of alien world on that?
Yeah, give me a second.
Sure.
I've got a fiddly part I'm working on right now.
Okay. Oh, what are you working on right now?
Oh, the boss of the Gene Stealer card.
Flynn, don't do that, man. I'm adjusting on my end as well.
Oh,
Thank you. But
I'll go back to normal.
well, you can, but we just gotta agree on this. Okay, so zoom in.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll let you know when it's because it's slow for you on the stream, right? So I'll let you know when it's good. Down a little. No,
Yeah.
no, down. Oh, yeah, up a little bit to the left. Yeah, a little higher. Put it a little higher. Oh, almost. This is fucking. But I love it. No, other way. Move the bottom up. Yeah. Good. A little more. A little bit to the left. A little bit. Okay, this is great. It's great. It's perfect, Flynn. You nailed it. We got it. Oh no. Oh, what are you doing? All right,
Not touching it anymore.
Marco, please
Yes.
drop some knowledge on us about how you created this really gross, looking like the insides of a hive ship scenery here.
Yes. Well, first off, I think it's known, but I have to say it again that I've been super fascinated by digestion pools since I first read about them. So I've done many attempts at portraying digestion pools. This is one of them.
Yeah.
You can't see in this picture that there's a half-digested Deathwatch Marine being dragged under the surface by one of the tentacles.
Oh, I think you
So the
can
whole
just see it like beneath the Carnifex's crushing claw. Barely.
Exactly. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
That's about it. And otherwise, I'd say first off, tonally, as for the colors and the surfaces, this is the best example of Tyranid living landscape that I ever created, because I'm super duper happy how the skin color came out of this one.
Yeah.
The whole concept is fairly easy. The gigerish organic parts you see in the background is just a seashell,
Yep.
which I highly advise against using these days, of course, because I can't allow it. I wouldn't do it like this anymore. But back then I was more innocent and thought there are enough shells in the sea for everyone.
You want to just share why so people know?
Yes, well, the whole ocean regenerates anything that dies down there, and of course seashells are killed, and many of them are very rare, and the whole natural balance underwater is threatened by the collecting of seashells. For example, there's the Crown of Thorns, which is a very aggressive sea star that's eating corals. And the Crown of Thorns has one natural predator, that is the Triton horn, which is a huge snail. And the Triton horn is nearly extinct because it was sold in souvenir shops all over the planet.
Oh, because
That's
the
why the
shell's so cool.
Yes, it's super beautiful, and it's also was also used for making sounds by the people living on beside the ocean. But
Well, this isn't a
as a
conch,
result,
is it? A conch shell? A conch shell?
it's a conch shell. Yeah, it's a conch shell.
Oh, it's also, you know why it's also endangered? Because
No,
of the bloody novel that we all had to read in high school. What is it? Pig's one? Damn it, what is it? With Piggy? Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies. In the Lord of the Flies, they have a conch shell and they blow it. And I feel like that maybe made it a little famous.
I see. Yeah. Well, the crown of Thorns sea star, which is beautiful, by the way. Google it if you want to see it. It's super impressive visual. When it's there, it reproduces very, very rapidly.
Yeah.
So coral reefs get eaten by it wholesale, and because they don't have any natural predators anymore, people may have to collect them now. So, well, to put it in a nutshell, it's not a good idea to use seashells or buy them, because it supports this kind of industry.
Unless, Marco, unless we are using Crown of Thorns sea stars, right? Then we're doing ecological work, right?
Do me the favor and Google and look it up. They are beautiful creatures. Yeah, they look super cool, super threatening. I've never seen one for sale somewhere for some reason. I mean, they're highly poisonous. That might be the reason. But I suspect they are too thorny and look too aggressive for tourists. I don't know. Well, whatever. I used a seashell that I hacked apart, and also I can't even speak it. I used the Gorgonian coral for the ground, which I wouldn't do anymore for any kind of money.
Is that like brain coral or
Yes.
no?
Oh, the Gorgonian sea fan looks like
Oh, a fan.
veins,
I think I've seen it.
like a leaf, like veins on a leaf.
Oh, is that what you used in others as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, these days you could probably get like a plastic version of it at an aquarium shop, right?
I've got one, and this is what I just wanted to say. If you find one in plastic, buy it immediately, because this is like gold for building Tyranid scenery.
Yep.
Don't ever buy a dead one, because it's a coral and they're super rare. Well, that being said, I'm super happy how the structures look, how the skin looks, and the thing I always wanted to portray whenever I would be able to build a bigger Tyranid board. The more to the inside of the scenery you get, the warmer the color scheme. This is why the digestion pools puts
nice.
I never did one in bright yellow, for example, because yes, we think of acid, but I wanted to make it more like the inside of the body. That's why I always use red digestion pools,
which is very creepy.
Yes, I think so. For color examples, I don't know how many of you play Baldur's Gate, the current best-selling game, role-playing game. I just played a level today, which is a super funny coincidence, where you're inside the colony of the Illithids.
Mind flayers?
Yes, exactly.
I saw pictures someone sent me pictures of this, like this level. It looks amazing.
It's exactly as if you're running through a Tyranid Hive ship. And they played around like this with the colors of the insides brilliantly, so it's super cool inspiration. Yeah, so much for that. And by the way, small addendum: the flash hooks you see jumping out of the digestion pool come from old epic Tyranid biotitans.
I knew it. They look like off the Hierophant or the Hairduel.
Yes, exactly. I used them a lot back in the day, and because it was the old kind of metal with lead in it, they were super bendable.
And since this is, it sounds like this one piece is now worth like all this money because you got pieces of epic in it, you got pieces of coral in it. Very. Also, I really, Marco, it took me this long to realize that you just used one of those curved picture frames.
Yes.
And it's such, I don't know that I've seen other people do this, like, because usually you have like a diorama, it's got a flat floor, right? But there's really something to this, the curve where it looks like they're running over a hump and he's like falling down the hill while the Carnifex is like rearing up and over. It's so cool.
Thanks. I wanted to add some movement.
It's super dynamic.
To enhance the dynamic movement between the actors. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know it, who sees it right now, this was an entry for Golden Demon.
Yep.
Where
Did it win?
Sorry?
It won, didn't it?
Yeah. It won a bronze.
That's still winning.
In the category duel, because I think the category said it has to be two even matched opponents, which isn't quite accurate, but I found the idea super funny to have a duel between the fleeing guardsman and the Carnifex chasing him. And the quote on the bottom says, "Shoot the big ones." And yes, this was very tongue-in-cheek. Because I'm sure the guardsmen thinking, yeah, shoot the big ones, shoot the big ones.
Yeah, Flynn, can you zoom out a bit? Oh wait, no, it's on the screen. I gotta fix mine. Hold on. I cut the quote. You're good, Flynn. I'm gonna adjust. Because I know it's down there, but not everyone else does. There we go.
For anyone interested, this is pure gold when it comes to composition. Like, I have learned so much from staring at this piece.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, because you had at one point the time and the muse to describe what you have done there, and I think that's there's so much goodness to behold. Like, if you know them, they're almost easy tricks, but you need to know them, and
that's a good way to describe it.
For example, the curved frame.
Yes,
this is the best. I remember so vividly the one time I built this Gene Sealer cult diorama for Golden Demon. It won nothing. And
Really?
What? Those squad?
no. The diorama that was the entrance to a bunker, and two guardsmen were standing in front of it and sharing a cigarette, and there was a hacker on one side trying to hack open the door, and on the other side there was this dude putting up those posters and shit. And there were gene sealers creeping from below through a sewer.
How did that never win anything? I love that friggin' thing.
Yeah, Marco told me why, because I ignored like all the rules that he described in this piece. Like mine was static as fuck and boring as hell. And when you look at Marco's piece here, you see like no rectangles. Like everything is going sideways, and this really adds to the dynamics of the whole thing.
Yeah,
it makes it interesting to look at. And even after I have stared at it for such a long time, I still see things that that are apparently new to me.
Yeah, like I just realized that frame.
And even the sizing talents follow the curvature of the frame.
Yes, for example.
And also the seashell on the left side has the same direction.
The seashell on the left side has the same direction as the guy falling over.
Yep.
Yeah, true, absolutely. And he's not falling over; he's running very fast.
The guy running very fast downhill, completely in control, as a giant monster bears over him.
There's a melter mine between the fleeing guardsman and the carnifex on the ground.
I was gonna say that was what you told me when you entered it. That you were like, they said it had to be equal. That's why there's a melta bomb in here. I want to make sure you mentioned that.
Was my legal excuse if anyone thought it's not equal. There's another one. It's equal now. Well,
but what you did was, as I look at it, you pulled a Napoleon here, right?
What?
For anyone interested, Google the picture of Napoleon by Caspar David Friedrich.
On his horse, where he looks like he's falling?
Yeah, no, the horse roars up, and the background is wild, and everything is wild. And when you do a analysis of the composition, you see that every, like in art, I don't know how it translates to English, but we call it power lines.
Yeah.
Like a power line here would be the way the arms are posed, the upper legs are posed, the claws are posed, like everything major important in the picture is posed. Like it's all diagonal.
Yeah.
The only thing that's in the Napoleon picture is like horizontal and vertically is his eyes, is his face basically. His eyes are the horizontal line, and the nose is the vertical line.
Okay.
And Marco has his carnifex like going in every direction possible. Like they're only diagonals. Only the eyes are lined up
Thank you.
parallel to the ground.
Are you an art teacher by happenstance?
might be.
That was all kinds of impressive. Thanks.
He did an art history lesson on your Shoot the Big Ones. Man, we're old.
And I love it.
Me too. All right, Flynn, where to next?
Which one? Another Marco or a Simon?
Let's go with one of the Simon, or one of the ones Simon sent through. Simon one.
Ready to try and go. Just make sure that one. There we go. Want to zoom, or are you good to zoom?
You want to zoom?
Yeah, I'll zoom in a bit.
Okay. I think the quality is better when you zoom.
There we go.
Can you move it?
You're not seeing what pixels you get.
Can you move it down and to the left a bit?
Make a big. Try to that now. Better.
Audio's getting a little weird.
Yeah, it will get weird while I sort this out.
Now you're normal. as normal as Flynn gets. You know, you're not Gollum anymore.
I'm not normal. There you go. So that's zoomed. Is that
Yeah,
good?
perfect. That looks great. Simon?
Yes. Okay. It is described in the post. What I found here is I found in the aquarium section of a gardening store. It is one of many rhododendron roots that I bought. They are for some reasons sold for fish aquariums, and they
Cool.
are sold by the weight, which is great. So you can, at least I could pick the ones that I wanted. And they are rock solid. Like they're super solid. So I always, when I use plants or stuff like that, like natural materials for tabletop stuff, I'm always a bit hesitant because I fear that it might rot at some point.
Yeah.
But this is apparently designed or sold to lie in the water for ages and without rotting away. So I'm rather positive that it's not falling apart while standing on the tabletop. But what this is basically roots, and like roots turns upside down are always a tree. But these, as again, follow the rules of every direction. These have the weirdest shapes on them, because usually roots are, like branches, but these have these weird growth things. You can see here on the right, they're like almost a lumpish quality to it. So they build up a big lump, and then they have small lumps on that. It almost looks a little bit like Nurgle has had his way with it. And then just to stretch away in a single branch, these are so easy and quick, and I like their colors so much that I just gave them a quick wash and dry brushed them very lightly, and I was happy with how they looked afterwards. And
so this is like the natural color almost.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, this is on the picture. You see how they look naturally.
Okay.
I must say, Simon, that you taught me a lesson with this week, because with the seed pots you just did, I have them lying around here for ages. And I would never have thought about not painting them.
Yeah, this is the lesson I've learned this week as well. Also, that I'm doing things the other way around. Usually we go from dark to light. Currently, I'm working the other way around. I'm painting things dark to wash over with light things, with light washes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a little bit like art where you always do the complete opposite of what you used to do. Yeah, so these are the perfect, especially since they are dirt cheap compared to, I don't know, plastic trees. You can grab a whole bunch of them, and I built almost half a table full of gnarly wood trees things for I don't know, less than 30 euros.
Also, like, theoretically better for the environment than buying plastic shit.
Exactly, yes, probably. Yeah, what I did with them was in a later post, I think I showed that I made with air drying clay thing little ridges around their base, and set them down all in like in pods, in small ponds, so they look more like being in a swamp. Yeah, because they have a little bit this mahogany touch to it, where the tree tries to run away from the water.
Yep. Cool. All right. Now, ooh, I just found the crown of thorns starfish. Wow. Looks like a building at a StarCraft.
It's impressive, huh?
So, Flynn, should we move on to one of Marco's?
Yeah.
Oh, I think people don't collect Crown of Thorns starfish because they look like actually really small. They're not that pretty. Tried.
I see.
They're freaking pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, this is a
this
good
stuff-
one. Again, Marco's obsession with depicting parts of the human body as Tyranid terrain. What could that be?
Well.
Oh, a cave.
This
It's a cave. It's a cave.
This is actually the first piece of Tyranid scenery that I ever built.
Amazing.
23 years ago, something around 2000, I think. I still have it around somewhere. Well, it's pretty easy. The same principles apply that I said on the last Tyranid piece. I had the idea with this one that the theme of Deathwatch and humans looking for the Tyranid infestation, and the infestation being partially hidden, at least in the early stages. So this is an underground lair where the Tyranids hide under the soil, and the whole vegetation and plant life is meant to obscure the Tyranid activity in the region, which I still think is a very nice color contrast. Again, it's mainly built with styrofoam for the structure, seashells on top. I wouldn't do it like this anymore today, but you get the idea. And the flashy part is just the easiest and best thing you can use for this is expandable construction foam, which I used a lot, and I would love to do more of this again. In fact, there's a small story to this. As a teenager, when I discovered this technique, I built a huge Tyranid structure from construction foam. It was like a meter high, like super high, around a couple of sticks. So it was like 3 towers going into the air. I never painted it, and I guess my parents threw it out one day. But I was really full of aspiration for this construction foam technique.
You should recreate it.
Yeah, but better. Yeah. I still think that this the foam technique has a lot of potential for large things. The question is how do we add more details?
Yep.
Can you please repeat how you did? I know foam expands in all directions, but how did you get these ups and downs there?
Well, I think I held it at a 90-degree angle, so the foam lies on it. And the main thing is you have to disturb the foam when it expands. You have to poke it with a stick and see what it does, and disturb it a little bit. It doesn't have such an easy time of expanding peacefully and do its job. You don't want to do its normal job, and you have to use very, very little of it because it expands so aggressively.
It looks so good.
Hot tip. I don't know what this is called in Europe, but in North America you get this. It's called great stuff. It's for like sealing. It's expanding foam for like sealing gaps and stuff like that. And it used to be terrible because you buy it and you have to take the straw and screw it onto the can and you spray it out. And if you leave it for like a day or 2 days, it totally dries out. You can't use it anymore. But apparently they've gotten better and they've fixed their straw technology, so you can use it for longer.
Here you just buy a couple of straws for the can. Just unscrew the straw when you're finished and use a new one.
Yeah, that could work.
But normally use the whole can anyway. But not for this kind of projects, obviously.
I don't think they'll last for like years. Like the test I saw with their new straw that they introduced is that they sprayed the can every day for a month and it didn't dry out, but they were also spraying the can every day for a month. Like if I was making Tyranid terrain, I wouldn't probably be spraying it every day for a month.
Yeah.
But also a different observation here. Again, it's about the sizes and the ratio. You can clearly see that this does not belong where the Space Marines are standing because it's so larger than the Space Marines. Like the entrance is supposed to be used by something else than a human-sized body, and it instantly evokes the sense of wrongness and alienness.
Good observation.
Yeah, agree.
I just so it's okay. Marco,
yeah.
I was just reflecting that Marco basically used a whole reef full of seashells in his Tyranid fleets, and we loved it. When he showed them to us, we're like, oh my god, how'd you get the super alien? Oh my god, that's a starfish up on its side and stuff like that. And I figured it out, Marco. When you bequeath your Tyranids in your will, just tell them that they're to take all of Hive Fleet Moloch and just dump it in the ocean, and it'll just be a reef again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just wanted to say, I always loved that you did that, and you always made seashells look so alien. So, that's another key tip to people. Like Simon said with the rhododendron roots, like Marco's done here with the seashells. Don't use seashells, but look in your environment for natural stuff, like weird rocks, or wood is tough because, as Simon says, you might have to worry about it breaking down. But whatever, or stuff like that you can find in the world that you can use for terrain.
Absolutely. I have one final thought on this picture. I don't know how well you guys remember Aliens, the movie. There's one scene when the Colonial Marines go down into the reactor station, and the camera sweeps back to show exactly what Simon said, to show the whole scenery. And this is the first time you see the alien gigarish structure of the Hive on the walls.
I remember that.
The camera does the same trick with what Simon says, that by zooming out, the Colonial Marines look smaller and smaller, and the Hive looks bigger and bigger, and you think, oh shit, this is not good.
Nice. All right, should we move on to one of Simon's?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Ooh. Then can we zoom that a little? Nice.
Yeah.
Move it a little bit. Oh yeah, perfect. You got it. So Simon, lay it on us, big boy. Your pink ring with creepy statues behind. Tell us about this alien world.
I'm not sure if you click through the pictures, Flynn. If you click further, if there's a work in progress picture. No, not really.
That's just the two you've sent over.
Okay. What this basically is rocket sticks from New Year's Eve, which I always go out to collect.
That is so cool.
Sorry?
That is so cool as a scenery making tip. Love it.
Also as a community service tip.
Absolutely.
Thanks. What I did was I used this air drying clay I use so much, and just smeared lumps of it on top. And because of the wonderful texture it has, you can either smear it very smoothly, or you can tear it a bit, and then it gets rough around the edges.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's basically it. I took those rocket sticks, took a knife to the stems and gave cut away on them to get away from those rectangle shapes, and then put lumps of that on top, because at some point I wanted to paint a background for things. If you go back, Flynn, to the circle head, I came up with those circle heads and I wanted them to be pink, because they were supposed to be on the opposite side of those yellow cubed heads, because pink is almost on the opposite side and on the color wheel, and I wanted to go full opposite. And to make those pink circles pop as much as possible, I wanted to paint a background, like a picture-taking backdrop, and was painting yellow basically yellow over a brown paper. And while I was painting the ground, for some reasons, I had a drip of black paint drop onto my yellow painting and run down, and like those drip marks, basically. And I looked at it and I was like, damn it. I can either throw this all away or, make. There's a German saying, aus der Not einen Tugend machen.
Yes.
To use the accident and just added more of those drip-like structures to the whole thing. And then it looked like a weird forest. And this whole project evolved drastically, and at some point I wanted to make those drip things, those drip markings on my painting into actual terrain.
That's so cool. You saw a drip mark and you were like, how can I make that 3D?
Yeah, that's how this happened. And at first I wanted to have I wanted those I don't know what those are. Flowers, don't know, structures. At first I wanted those structures to be as those drip markings, so very just massive drips going upwards. But while I was squeezing this air drying clay around one of those sticks, I saw that they had this weird opening gap-like things and weird structures happening. And then I intentionally not finished those strips and just left these gaps open and tore a bit of them on the putty to have more of this tier markers there.
Cool. I was going to say your German expression about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Marco.
Oh, you such a piece of art. I mean, this is so much more than just doing tabletop scenery. This is like art, and of course it's Giger, it's Cthulhu, it's Lovecraft. It's so moody. It just looks like a picture from a brainy and moody horror movie.
Agreed. Simon, when you posted the ones with the yellow background, I was like, what am I even looking at? I've never seen, like, this is next level. As Marco said, it was like beyond just miniature photography.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I was going to say there's an English expression for your using the mistake, and that is just a happy little accident. Oh, guys, we gotta, like, before we go on to like Marco's next one, let's get through the train. I mean the chat. Holy Toledo. Okay, I'm gonna go. I don't know if Flynn can do it. Oh, I can try. Apparently Symbio Joe is the
probably not.
Vermis says, yeah, Cthulhu.
Yes.
And Donald Mertru, who's also Ghoul, says, love the look of that terrain. I'm not sure which terrain we were talking about. Symbio says, until someone brings in their McFarlane toys. I don't. Oh, that's to like the scale of the scenery. Okay, there you go. And Vermis got the terminology that is always used in Lovecraft. He said the geometries are all wrong. Encyclopean. And there's another word, squamous. I don't know the squamous one, but cyclopean and geometry is all wrong. That sounds like Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those words that I needed to look up, cyclopean, because I liked the sound of it and had a kind of an idea what it might mean.
Yeah.
It's also the geometry is described as non-Euclidean.
Yes.
Euclidean.
Yeah, no right angles.
Yeah. And I needed to look that up as well.
Oh yeah. That's a word that like English speakers need to look up. Yeah. Vermis says it's a Deutsch angle. Ha ha ha. I'll see myself out. I don't know what the joke is there. Is that a thing?
It's a Deutsch angle, German angle.
I don't know. And then Flynn Ghoul wants to tell you that he's totally copying your Von Ryan's Libras. And Vermis says this is understandable, as in you should definitely copy them because they're Electro Dust Bunny, if you want the Discord, send me a message on Instagram or email me modernsynthesist@gmail.com. Says that diorama is proper horror. I think that was the Shoot the Big Ones. And Radon says it makes me feel uncomfortable. I love it. And
Yeah.
Radon also says that the ocean is a giant spawning pool and digestion pool. That would be accurate because Moloch loves the ocean, loves digestion pools.
Absolutely. And the thing is, all the people say, "Oh, the coral reefs are so beautiful. The fish are so bright. Everything is so elegant down there." Everything eats everything else. It's super horror.
Dino Sly asks, by the way, what tools do you use for molding your green stuff? Dino Sly, I have a series of tutorials on this YouTube channel, how to sculpt miniatures. The very first one is tools. And then if you skip ahead to the third one, it shows you how I use the tool. So check those out. They're old. They're still good. I think the tools one is honestly one of my most watched videos of all time or something. Ghoul says, I'm kind of sad Games Workshop didn't sell any Tyranid terrain for a Leviathan release. How do you guys feel about that? Simon, Marco, Flynnhammer?
I could not agree more. Because I think most of the Games Workshop scenery is very right-angled anywhere.
Yeah.
So all the stuff is like looking too toy-like for me. And I would have loved to see some departure from that in any kind of style. But I mean, they have had some promising elements of Tyranid scenery before. You see it on some of the bases. Of course, you have the Forge World stuff. There's so much potential. And I mean, some of us have explored things like this. Our modern synthesist, Nick, has done so many interesting ideas around pods with rib-like and skeletal and spiny structures. There's so much potential for grossness, and I'm so tired of fighting only ever on Imperial planets. Give us some Bioterran already.
Yeah,
It
but
just,
the only
it just reminded me,
faction
Marco. So when I sent Marco parts of this terrain because he's making a Tyranid table and I couldn't keep it all. But I made sure to keep the central section of it, which was supposed to be the sigil for my Dark Eldar grotesque. What the hell's the word I'm looking for? Homunculus Coven. So this is the sigil, but then all of this is like epoxy sculpt spinal column that I sculpted around. Again, very easy to sculpt. I show you how in how to sculpt tutorial 4 or 5 or something. But the thing I learned is that I tried to use it was dumb, and I used Vallejo Vallejo water or something like that as my clear gloss on all of this because it looked really goopy, and then it got cloudy. Vallejo water effects, something like that. Anyway, so that was what Marco was describing, I think. Shit, I was gonna say something else. What else were you saying, Marco?
Sorry?
What were you saying before that? You were talking about like adding the spinal column. Oh, you were talking about like how Tyranid terrain. How you wish that they had actually made some Tyranid terrain.
There's so much potential.
I was gonna be cheeky and be like, they did, but they only made this much of it because on the base for the Norn Emissary, there's some cool kind of capillary tower looking things, but it's literally tiny. I highly recommend you do what I do and chop that base up and spread that out to a bunch of different models. Flynn, Simon, what do you think? Do you think they could have done a good job if they released Tyranid terrain?
Oh, 100%. We're the only faction to not have any, for Xenos faction to not have any plastic terrain pieces.
Correction.
And also
Necrons.
Necrons do.
They're the only ones.
They had
wait, and Eldar. Eldar has some dumb ruins. Dumb in that they didn't do a particularly awesome job. Sorry, what's that?
Yeah. Tau have that sky shield. That's fireball, whatever it is. And Necrons have stuff from one of their kill team sets.
Man, I forgot the
and then
Tau. Can you still buy that kill team stuff for Necrons?
I don't know, but I know they've had stuff recently for it. We've never had any like big plastic terrain pieces. We've only had the forge road resins,
Yeah, that's
but they love
ridiculous.
to use those in all of their the army cover box work and
Yeah, so
everything.
they
It's
like the
just like it was
terrain.
such a good opportunity for it.
I know, Sly, if you're watching right now, this is not a tool I usually use. I just grabbed this for some reason. But anyway. Yeah, speaking of orbital terrain. Heyo! I think I'm finally gonna paint some of these or one of these. Oh crap, I didn't clean it. Marco, I just like took one of these and just like spray painted it. Do you find they need to be washed? Your pillory tower stuff?
Yes, I think so.
They need to be washed?
Most of the time it works, but if you want to be safe, normally you want to use some
Dish soap?
dishwash soap and hot water and scrub it with a toothbrush. This is the recommended approach. I've painted resin pieces also before without washing them. I've never had a problem so far, but sometimes you have the
shitty cast or whatever. Or the
exactly. No,
cast.
sometimes you have the fluids they use to get it out of the mold.
Yes.
Still sticking onto it, but you will see.
I just got excited and I was like, I want to paint that damn thing. I'm tired of looking at it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Maybe
Fashion it though.
I just went back to have a look at my Spiel 2023 report, because I just remembered that there was a booth where they sold 40k terrain. We could buy terrain for a whole table at below 100 euros.
Oh.
And they had Tyranid stuff there as well.
Was it good?
Because it was printed, FDM printed, you could see lines.
Yeah.
In it. But I guess for if you're setting up a complete tournament, that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But they had weird shapes and yeah, I think it's a bit rudimentary, but it also had some interesting ideas. So if you're looking that up, it's gamermaker.eu. I don't know if that still exists, but
yeah,
that was fun because they had, for example, they had spore mines, the size of a fist, like floating around.
Okay. And you have big fists.
His spore mines just float around.
Fisting the Imperium.
Okay, cool. Should we
Onward.
Where are we at? Good.
Oh, we're very tall.
Again, Flynn?
We're
getting a little busted.
Shit.
Sounds like you're traveling through a time warp.
No.
Now you sound okay. Try again. Lynn, are you still there?
He probably is. He cannot talk. Let's move on.
You need to know that we can't make fun of him too much because what he's doing is sharing his stream so that the rest of us don't have to do this. We can.
Yes.
We greatly appreciate Flynn's sacrifice. And I'm sorry that he's having to sacrifice so much of his processing power. Oh my God, you're back. I was saying how much I appreciate you for doing this because it facilitates us to work on stuff.
I can hear you guys speak. I just...
Oh.
Cannot speak.
Interact? You're like a ghost?
I can't really speak.
Okay, onwards.
Glad you're back now.
Oh yes.
Oh my.
There's so much
body
greatness in
parts.
this beat.
Well, what can I say?
The
It's
body
nothing
horror is real with this one.
It's nothing sexual.
Go into the light, my son.
It's nothing sexual. Well, basically, this was the continuation of the things I thought we already talked about. So thanks, Finn, for the order in which you posted this. Same thing again. I used Gorgonian Sea Fan. Sorry for the floor in front of the cave. Construction foam for the walls of the cave. Seashell on top of it. And this time I had two more ideas. First off, I used this tentacle with an eye on the front. This was inspired by Return of the Jedi when
Yes,
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Oh no, it was A New Hope when they're in the garbage compactor, isn't it?
No,
No.
close one.
Jabba's palace.
Oh, the thing on
Exactly.
the door.
Yeah, this eye thing
Yeah.
coming up to greet both of them. This was the idea that I had for the tentacle. To just look,
So
who is
Amazing.
look at. Do I have to get my brothers and sisters out?
Wait, no, when they're in the garbage compactor, isn't there an eye on a stalk that comes up out of the garbage?
No, it's the beast has eyes, but yeah, it's similar. But my idea was Java's palace for this
Yeah.
one.
Gotcha.
Because
And,
the other one looks like the thing from a submarine.
Yeah, periscope.
Yes. And the other one is I wanted to have a see-through membrane, which is splitting on the downside. This was a lucky thing. I found a plastic leaf in the brown reddish tone.
Yeah.
In an art shop, which I just could use because it was translucent.
You didn't paint it?
Yeah, of course. No, I didn't make it. I bought it.
I mean, you didn't paint it. It was just that
No,
color
I didn't
naturally.
I didn't have to paint it. It worked
Great.
like this.
Fantastic.
Then I mounted a light in the back and used this as a base for the Golden Demon entry for my Flying Tyranid Warriors, which were based on and made for the Amphibian project by Forge World, which used to have these underground layers. So I could use a quote from the Forge World book. And yeah, the thing was a big hit with the judges. It's got a gold in Golden Demon in the end.
Fantastic. Well deserved.
Yep, I have it lying around because I've never taken some proper photos, and I fully intend to do it when I have some time.
Good. I've seen those.
And I don't have the dotted lamp anymore. That's the batteries were ruined, but for some reason I can easily put my handy in the same place and just switch the flashlight on for the same effect.
Nice.
So this thing is still around. The other diorama pieces, sadly, I still have it, but the models are not there anymore.
Sorry, guys, 1 second.
Yeah. Marco, I just love this thing. And I wish
Yeah.
the Gorgon you used, I feel like you should get some Oyumaru. Nick, how
Nick,
about you
Nick.
switch up your microphone?
Sorry, guys. I thought my mic. Oh, you guys are picking up my other mic. My mic is off for the internet. Sorry, I'll turn off my mic for you guys. One second.
Oh,
Okay.
We can help with the arrangement if you want to.
Marco, you should get some blue stuff and make a press mold of that texture. Because you could still keep it as it is. You would honor the flower.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, and have just cast it in resin, and then you can, probably pretty easily multiply it.
I'll check it out. Thanks.
It's also called Oshimaru or Ochimaru for it, rather than just because if you buy the stuff, you're going to be paying the brand name for it. But if you buy the Ochimaru, you can get it in
I thought it was called
colours.
Oyumaru. It's called Ochimaru? I thought it was Oyu.
I remember Maru was the end of it. My brain.
I'm pretty sure it's Oyumaru because Oyu is water. And you heat it up in hot water. Isn't wait, OU is warm water. I'm pretty sure it's Oyumaru.
Yeah.
But you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Look at that. look for blue stuff and then type whatever I'm trying to say on Nick said in, and then it will give you the actual right name of the generic term for it, and just search for that to purchase it.
You can get it by PK Pro. Just
Have you got your affiliate stuff done yet?
nope, I don't. Nope, I don't. Working on other things.
Where the hell?
I,
Oh, here
are
we
we
go.
are we continuing or
Wait. I am good for another half hour, but we should probably keep moving. So this is some blue stuff. It comes in these sticks, and then you stick it in literally just like the hot water that you would make tea in, and it gets super malleable, and you can make a mold. And I used to have one sitting right here. I don't anymore, but I've used it very well to stamp cloaks for my Eldar dudes.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's really good. Like the only thing I'll tell you, oh shit. Games Workshop, your boxes are not what they used to be. I've got Kill Team Salvatore. Here is Mr. Salvatore O'Killyman. I am the one who Kill Team Salvatore was named for. Welcome. I will be your guide. Yeah. If you're using Oyumaru, you should put the putty into it, let it fully set. Don't stamp the putty and then take the putty out. I did that. The detail doesn't come out as well. If you put the putty in and you let it fully set, you're going to get a better stamp.
Yeah.
These are literally
Okay.
all my my forms for cloaks for my Corsairs.
Next
It's
one.
so fucking loud.
okay, Marco? Because you said I don't know what's next, but
Glenn?
I'm fine either way.
That one.
I just
Simon,
want,
What?
maybe you have to pull on my screen
Oh.
because I'm unpacking something that has been
Oh, okay.
in a
Hold on.
way.
I didn't know you were into that. Okay, your screen's up, Simon.
Okay. I am. I'm unboxing a box that has been like this in this state ever since since the first time we two met.
2007? No, 2005? No.
Woo.
Met you in Germany with Marco in 2006. So it was after that.
Woo! Okay. So
Your camera's freaking out.
Your camera's just focusing.
yeah, okay. So the first thing that I found was this dude. Yeah, an Eldar dude for Golden Demon who won nothing, so he easily could have stayed in here. And I found some alien terrain. All right, this. Can you see that?
It's a little dark because your background is white. Like your table's so bright.
Let me see if I can change it.
Just take your shirt off. I know you're wearing a black shirt right now. Am I right?
How's that?
Better.
Much better.
Better.
Are you wearing a
Okay.
black shirt?
No.
What? Come on.
Yeah. I'm wearing a teal shirt here.
Wow. Oh,
Because
I'm
I'm wearing black
impressed.
pants.
What?
Because I'm wearing black pants.
Who's wearing something black? Usually a black shirt.
Okay, this is the first Tyranid terrain piece I ever made.
Whoa.
I used two Überraschungsei eggs as whatever these things are, covered them in paper, in tissue paper with PVA glue. Yeah, so this is not very original. What I also found in this box is something that I thought to be lost, which are my tunnels.
Oh,
Hey!
I think Flynn posted those recently on Warp Shadow.
Yeah.
I posted them 5 November.
Look at this
Awesome.
mole. Roar.
And
So
nom, 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 nom.
this is what happens when Dune meets Tyranids.
Yep.
I remember.
The 5th of September. But most importantly, the biggest thing, the reason why
You came to
Mr. Pink
Canada.
and I are so good friends,
Yeah.
because I built this, and you wanted me to come for visit. No, because you wanted this for your terrain.
I wanted you to send it or something.
Yeah, you wanted me to send it, and I was like, okay, I can chuck that in the luggage, and okay, I will try to take you on a camera tour here.
You're basically like, I will be your courier. I'm coming and staying with you for a weekend. I'm like, dude, I barely know you from the internet. And then it turned out to be lovely. Just like when I went and stayed with Marco, who I barely knew from the all my German boyfriends.
Oh,
Dun 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 dun.
Oh, that's so creepy.
oh yes.
Somebody clip this. We need this for a short or a reel.
Okay, now the focus is off.
It's fine.
Okay.
We get the idea. It's pretty damn cool in there.
Okay, let me put it this way. So this is what Marco said he would be interested in, and since I don't know how long the attention span is by
Yeah.
Mr. Mall. Yeah, this is what my terrain idea was for Tyranid Hotel, like the Tyranid infested building, and like what I did here was use paper tissue.
Tissue paper,
And-
Kleenex. Yeah.
Yeah, and most important at this stage is to cut away every part that is kind of a punctuation, because usually tissue paper consists of different layers, and they are held together by punched in dots.
Yeah.
And you have to cut away those because they will be seen afterwards. And so what I did, I to get this stretched feeling of stretched skin here, is that I put some dots of super glue up here where I placed the wet tissue against, and it instantly sets, and then you have a point where you can stretch the whole thing from.
An anchor.
Ah.
Exactly. You have like a fixed point. Otherwise it will be floppy going all over the place. But this way you can have it in one place and then stretch it. And then when I had like stretches like down there, I fixed them with a drop of super glue on the ground so that the tissue kind of stays under pressure.
Yep.
And the great thing about that is that tissue paper is designed to kind of to be sturdy.
Yep.
And therefore it kind of keeps the tension up. If you use like cheap toilet paper or something like that, it will flop down at some point.
Yep.
And here I put some unlucky dudes on the wall, just covering them in tissue paper.
Feels like more inspiration from Alien.
Yes, yeah. This whole thing is Alien. Like, there should be like a digestion pool or something down there.
Yep.
And here we have the Queen.
Oh, I love the I love the one on the digestion pool, the weird like digestion pool guard. Forgot about that one. So my computer thinks it's streaming, but I don't know if it's. Well, Flynn is trapped in a time warp. Hello?
Yes.
No.
We might. Oh, I think we're live again. Okay, I think we saved the stream. The fifth
Yay!
member came in, chewed through my power cable, but I'm like, no! Damn you! Let the rabbits wear glasses. Can I get a hey man? I got rid of the fifth member.
Amen.
Hallelujah. Okay. I think we're back. Sorry about the little blip. If you're watching a recording of this, you didn't see any blip, so lucky you. My computer just died. It just fully died, and I don't know why. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. I'm also not looking at my computer while I work, so it could well put up like an error. Computer is about to turn to lava, and do you want to keep talking about the hotel, Simon?
Yeah. So the basic idea, just very quickly, it all comes back to me as I see this. My idea for Hive Fleet Hydra was that there were like different. That it wasn't just one giant Hive Fleet; it was small pockets, and they would start from small like seeding, like basically a seeding pod. Where they would infest a small area and start growing from there. Basically like playing StarCraft.
Yep. Oh, nice.
You have
yeah.
nothing. You have nothing at the beginning, and then they grow and grow and grow, and eventually they would form up to a large fleet.
Yep.
And this was my idea here to depict here, like having a digestion pod on the right side where stuff is chucked in and is consumed by the big mama, and she eventually spews out stuff down here. And alternatively to that process, there was this thing hanging from the ceiling, chewing in stuff.
Oh, that
down
thing
there.
is so cool. It was a psychophage before a psychophage, Simon. They stole your idea.
Absolutely.
And yeah, then this pretty phallic thing in the back puts down eggs down there. And those eggs, I had a little critter carrying around those eggs. They would be planted elsewhere, like hidden in the city to spread the seed.
Nice.
And you can see that I played lots of I think it was Half-Life.
Half-Life, yes, you're right. Half-Life.
Where they had these things on the roof.
Yeah.
And those cables would pull you up and chew your head off.
On the ceiling.
So this would be upside down, and that's the hotel.
Did you call it the hotel because roaches check in but they don't check out?
I actually don't know. But what I just realized is that you probably cannot see it, but there's a very small snail sitting down there. And it's a Tyranid snail.
Aww.
Why? Just because you had the idea?
Nail.
Yeah, because I had this the snail bit. It's from, I think, a Bretonian kit.
Yeah. Weren't we talking about that the other day?
Yeah, we did.
We might have talked about that on the other
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for the tour.
You're welcome. It was definitely a trip back.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that thing since you brought it to Canada. Question. So I need to go soon. We did want to do some like hobby happenings. Do we want to just kind of like do some overall summary of like just like top tips for folks that are trying to make alien worlds? I can start since I didn't really show any of my stuff. My top tip is to use shit that you have kicking around the house. I have these toilet paper rolls that I get from my dog, or not toilet paper. Sorry, these the hell? Why is my video frozen? Oh my god! Simon's video is good, but my video is frozen. I only just realized now. Still, god damn it. Sec. Yes, I want to remove the capture
Just
device.
send it
because
Simon. He's on his video.
garbage. Hold on, sorry. Video capture device. Yes. I want it to be Elgato, whatever. Okay. It didn't work. Hey.
I would say
Okay, while you figure that out, Daka Flaka Flame
Yeah. Thank you.
it says that hot glue can bring up interesting textures. There is a I think he's Polish. We had them here while Nick, but I'm just covering time while Nick is trying to piece things together.
Thank you.
There's I think he's Polish artist called oh shit. I'm not pronouncing that because it will be wrong.
Is it Kawasi or something like that?
Bezinski. Can you put up
Oh,
that other image, Flynn, on your stream? Because then I can at least read it.
You want me to? Okay, I'm switching back to Flynn's stream. If it comes back. I don't know. Right now I'm getting like an error message. Oh, wait, Flynn, it's coming up. You're good. But I can't see your picture.
I think he's called.
the one that did the Notre Dame.
And squares.
Oh, it's up. I see it. The chapel thing or the cathedral?
Yes. So what he does, or what he likes to do, is he takes shapes that you already know and you're familiar with, and alienates them because he gives them this weird structure. And this structure inspired the 3D print studio. No, this dude is called Beksinski.
Yeah.
And yeah, those are almost bone-like structures. And if you switch to the other Flynn, please. Yeah, that is the 3D design studio called Bestiarium Miniatures. They obviously copied his style and translated them to printable tabletop terrain. And I think that's really interesting because it appears to be so easy to take regular shapes like cubes. You can cut them from Styrodur pretty easily. And then I would go with what Daka Flaka Flame said, cover it in lines of hot glue, and you pretty much have the structure. And I don't want to go without naming the grandmaster of using those geometric shapes, Gardens of Hecate, because Anna does an amazing job placing, like stretching the weirdness or cranking the weirdness to 1000 by just placing simple geometric forms in her picture.
Give me.
Sorry?
Try to find the one that you sent for Gardens of Hecate because I want to put. I've got it up because you said it earlier.
Yeah, well, anyone can look up what she does for Necroplanet Gorb.
Called Necroplanet Gorb?
No, Grob. Necroplanet Grob. She has this planet where everything's dead and weird people come to raid the tombs of aeon dead civilizations. It's an amazing setting and a game and a world she's building. And she does all kinds of amazing stuff for it that really bends the understanding, at least my understanding of tabletop and blending art and tabletop. And she uses these geometric forms and shapes as well. And for this geometric form, she basically used this puzzle ball and rearranged it, painted it, and made a cube of it again. And but there are other examples that just by placing something very alien onto the tabletop creates such a stark contrast to the rest,
Smart.
and therefore alienates things immediately. As you said, Nick, like look around what you have on your table, or in maybe in your kids.
Oh yeah, they're toys they don't want anymore. Steal those.
Yeah, exactly.
Your aquariums.
Perfect,
Okay.
perfect for that.
I finally got my video back, so I want to say I use these toilet paper roll, not toilet paper, shit bag poop bag rolls from my dog, and I made stuff like this where I just kind of like squashed the poop bag down flat in the middle, and then I extended the edges out to make these kind of like spore chimney. That's what the basis of this is. I know it basically doesn't do anything, but it gives me like a good place to start when I'm putting the green stuff on. You can see it there. I also have my Tyranid. Anyone who knows me knows this shit, but my Tyranid mycetic spores that I did. My Tyranid mycetic spores that I did back in 2008. These are just pieces of plastic bottle that I sprayed with that insulation foam and then carved out inside. The sculpting in here is not very good. The sculpting on top is pretty neat, and then I glued them into the. And then how those start is that they look like this. This is like a piece of plastic 2-liter bottle. Here's the top of the bottle. I cut that out. Here's where the spout would be normally, because it has a nice curve to it. And then I sprayed the insulation foam in it, and I can like cut out the insulation foam into the shape I want. And then that gives like a pretty solid backing so that I can sculpt the plates on here. And you saw me do this back in November with that Tyranid breaching pot I did, and this is what I started from. That's all just like stuff hanging around the house. This is a Tyranid atmospheric digestion pod or something. I put a light down in here to make it glow. Bear with. Oh, you can see it because this thing. Put a light in here to make it glow. Put like a green filter over it, and I scratched these lines into it. But it's just a cup. This is a fruit cup that you get fruit in, and there'd be plastic wrapped across here. But I just saw it had like a cool pattern in the end and like cool patterns around the sides. So I flipped it up, sculpted all this stuff on top. I even like cut these out to make barricades. And granted, there's a lot of sculpting here, but like you can start with these everyday household items which give you ideas for shapes. This was the lid of a plastic takeout container that I cut into these kind of like, this is like that Hive node thing that was in Battle for McCraig. I cut this rough shape as a basis for sculpting these things. I sculpted this all on epoxy putty and then put some detail inside. But yeah, you can kind of. Oh no, I thought the plastic was. Yeah, this is just all like household crap that. That's, I think, what I wanted to get into. Anybody else? Final tips? Flynn, I'm sorry, I don't think we're going to be able to do the community stuff. Maybe we should save that for another time.
That's okay.
One thing, Dakar Flacker Flame said he will save up money enough to buy stuff from Gardens of Hecate. Maybe just, ask how much you need to save up, and maybe you don't have to save that long.
Yeah, check the prices before you think you have to save forever.
Yeah, what I love your stuff, Nick, but I think you make it look easy, and then it's a lot of sculpting over stuff. I think the way you have,
you don't have to. I'm just obsessive.
Yes, no. The reason why you are so good at sculpting now is because you have sculpted like 3 tables full of Tyranid terrain like before.
It did help. Like when I came to when I sculpted the top of these things, the thing I realized is the fastest way to quickly get the it's dusty. Get the detail in here is take my fingers and just go like this and squeeze down the epoxy and then like squeeze it here, and that makes these come up. And that is how I did the tail for the Dominid. The most recent Dominid I did, Tyranid Dominatrix 3. I was like, how am I going to sculpt this tail? I got to sculpt so many armor plates. I literally just went on the epoxy sculpt, and I cut in this stuff with kind of my finger, and then I did the detailing, and it was pretty quick.
Yes.
That
but
is how I learned. You're right. Shit. Okay. Right.
Exactly. This is you are at the kind of the not the end, but you have progressed very far on the road of learning stuff.
Yes, true.
And when I'm just becoming aware of that because I look at my hotel right now and I see so many flaws.
Yeah.
But on the other side, it still works as terrain. It still is, it's okay. And I think if you want to build alien terrain, you don't have to, you can sculpt stuff, and it's always pays off. But there's so many cool, easy and quick ways to get weird alien shapes in great scales that have things look alien. So you don't have to play over the same stupid 40k terrain over and over again.
Yeah.
When I think about Marco's foam thing, you can probably build, if you don't have to make it a Tyranid world per se, but if you think about I don't know, fungal growth things or stuff like that, just go get a can of foam, put down some blocks of styrodur or whatever, or cardboard, cover it with that expansion foam,
Yeah.
and then poke the shit out of it, and you will have an alien looking terrain set for a whole table by the end of the day.
You're right. Good tip.
Boys, I gotta go.
So do I. Let's call it.
Okay.
Any
Okay.
final thoughts from the chat, Flynn?
I can't see chat.
Oh shit. Okay. Chat, thank you so much. I'm sorry we weren't as like super on top of chat as we normally are. Raven May. Oh, yes. James Mahood got my reference and said yes, Reverend Maynard. Yes. Good work, James. Someone was saying Ralph Bakshi as an artist. I'm not sure. Hot glue, nice vein texture. Stuff is really cool. Oh yeah. Dakaflaka Flame was just like saying the stuff about Gardens of Hecate and just said very kindly, thanks for the stream. Tarath is here. Thanks, Tarath, for being here. Thank you all. Sorry for the weird technical stuff, but I'm glad we got this deep into this. Maybe we do a part 2. Like I feel like there's, or was that most of the stuff you sent, Simon? Marco?
I feel like this.
Yeah.
I feel we can continue this.
Absolutely. I need to hear
We can dig out more.
I need to hear Simon talk about the tissue technique.
About the what?
The tissue technique.
He just told you. He was talking about it during the hotel.
Yes, but I have some more questions I'd like to ask for which we don't
gotcha.
have time today.
Okay.
They're probably questions that would benefit everyone. Yeah, so we can do Alien Worlds Part 2.
Yep.
Look at us having a multi-part series. Fantastic.
Also, guys, do you know about the Tyranid scenery from I think 3rd edition, 4th edition?
Was
the
that
weird
the
aquarium roots they used?
What?
Well, we should cover it. We'll do it later.
Lotus roots? You talking about the lotus pods?
Good.
Oh,
Yes, those were
I know what
covered
he's on about. Yeah.
in a kind of talcum powder with drops of super glue while the soft stuff was still wet. Super cool effect. We should talk about it.
All right, let's do it.
Please.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
We will continue this conversation. Thank you all for joining us. You can look forward to part 2. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, or else you're going to miss part 2. We stream every other Friday for the Creature Conference from, I'm going to give you the Eastern times, from 4:45 Eastern, which is 9:45 British, which is 10:45 German, until about this time, which is 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 British, and 12:30 German.
Yeah.
Did I get it right?
Yeah.
And then we also stream on
Yeah.
off weeks on Wednesday nights at a more North American friendly time of 7:30 p.m. Eastern, whatever, in other times. So yeah, join us for Creature Conference on Friday. Join us for Work in Progress Wednesday on Wednesdays. You can also support the channel by supporting me on Patreon. The link is in the description, I'm pretty sure. as well as on Fenris Workshop. If you live in North America and order hobby stuff, they're really cool. Hobby shop, that's where I buy my stuff from, and there's a affiliate link. Len, were you trying to say something?
No, I'm just saying, don't forget the Patreon. Is there anything in my head right now?
Got it. I'm getting to be an expert. What do you know? Also, oh geez, I can't believe I went this whole stream without telling you. There's going to be a new video on my channel on Tuesday. If you're supporting me on Patreon, there's already a preview up for Patreon supporters. It is how to paint Hive Fleet Angerboda, my custom Tyranid Hive Fleet. The artist formerly known as Dwarfenage, now known as Mausoleum, works with me as my editor. He did a great job editing it up. It's on Patreon now. It's going to be available for everyone else on Tuesday. Make sure you tune in.
Yahoo!
Yahoo!
Bye.
Yahoo!
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Marco, for joining. Simon, Hydra, thank you for joining. Flynnhammer, thank you for joining. Thank you to all the lovely people in the chat for joining as well and chatting in your stuff. We are always glad to have you here. You keep us honest. And we look forward to you keeping us honest again sometime soon. Talk to you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.